I'm going to get us started. This is session 55, and I know I'm right this time, so that's the first time in like 5 sessions. Um, Last session, because I think we've got a mix. Last session, I think two main things of note happened. To the east, or the west of where most of you are standing, or where Yaza and Xanthiel are standing, but neither of them are here, so to the west of where everyone is standing, you came into a throne room with a throne of skulls and bones. You explored it a little bit and found a scepter on the throne. When that scepter was picked up, it summoned a big old bone dragon that looked like that, which you all then proceeded to fight and kill. The bone dragon seemed to be possessed or a vehicle for some other spirit that conversed with you very tersely during the fight. Eventually, after you guys beat the crap out of it a whole bunch, Yaza cut its head off. I think Teresa, you considered trying to reanimate it, and there was some discussion about probably it can't fit through the doorway.
Yeah.
The other thing that happened is, sadly, in the chamber to the north of this macabre throne room, Orvex met his end when you all opened the sarcophagus of Napaka, and the golden sun in that room shot everybody with searing, flaming rays, and Orvex, unfortunately, was immolated and is now a permanent visitor to the Tomb of the Nine Gods. And I think that is about where we wrapped up. For anybody who hasn't been here for a while, we are on the 4th floor of the tomb. There is a message that is the hints for this level of the tomb that I'm just going to preemptively copy into the chat log so that it is there for reference. To read it out, just so you guys have it top of mind, that plaque, which is on the kind of northwest corner of the stairwell to this floor, says, "Death to fire, dine or drown, precious air and falling sand." Then it says, "The army sleeps in silence." The third line says, "The mirror holds 12." The fourth line says, "Find the iron scepter's twin." And the fifth line says, "The maze holds the key." And I think that mostly catches us up. Any questions?
Nope.
Well, then the tomb is yours. As you mostly stand surveying the remnants of the bone dragon and the hallway from the bone dragon's lair to the main stairwell.
Wait, so just to clarify, so we fought the bone dragon, we beat it, and a spirit or something that was potentially possessing it said stuff to us?
Yeah, does anybody else remember what it was commenting during the fight?
No, I don't remember exactly what it was saying.
Something annoying.
Basically, a pair of purple spectral eyes appeared above the head of the bone dragon. And over the course of the fight, when the fight started, it had noted that it was surprised at how far you had made it into the tomb.
Okay.
At the end of the fight, the voice, this bodiless voice, said it was pleasantly surprised and hoped to meet you, but seriously doubted that it ever would. And then the eyes disappeared. Sebastian, you are charging forward.
Didn't it say that it was that we were in its tomb as well, like giving us the idea that it had some kind of ownership over the tomb?
That is very likely and sounds like something it would have said. So yes. Because I
The
honestly
impression
don't.
that it was very possibly the voice of his Sirac. Though it did not name itself.
I
Okay.
can neither confirm nor deny.
Did we run into? Wait. Did we run into a mirror at all? Is there a mirror anywhere? Did that pop up?
Not that we've encountered as of yet. We do have both iron scepters, though
Okay.
their significance is not immediately apparent, other than the fact that picking up the one from the sarcophagus caused the sun to explode.
That was
I also
opening the
think-
sarcophagus.
It was opening the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
Wait, what sun are we talking about?
Okay, so up, if you kind of drag over here, I'm just going to move you.
All right.
Okay, so here, let me give you a quick recap of the floor because I think you've missed all of it, right?
I think so.
Okay, so this is the main staircase and gargoyle area. I can read the description of that again once we kind of finish the recap, just so I can make sure you guys know what it looks like. Then you guys went over here into what I'm going to call... Well, this was Unk's tomb, which had a weird maze that people could teleport into and lots of undead minotaurs. Probably too many undead minotaurs, to be honest.
Which I was also thinking, by the way, I think that's the army that sleeps in silence, guys.
Boom.
There is a grandfather clock here that when it strikes the hour, ages anyone in the room by 10 years. And then moving on, the throne room is here, and this is where you fought the bone dragon.
Right.
Orvex met his end in this chamber, which has a sarcophagus that contains a perfectly preserved body of a Chultan woman named Napaka. The walls are covered in mirrors. There is a golden sun hanging from the ceiling that, when the sarcophagus was opened, basically blasted the room with fire and radiance, and that killed Orvex.
Wait,
Okay.
the walls are covered with mirrors?
Murals. Sorry.
Okay, I was about to say.
Okay.
They're murals of Muriel's wedding, which has lots of mirrors.
Nah.
That's awful.
Ha ha.
So when you guys went into that the room to the north with the maze and the minotaurs, was there a key associated with that? Like, is that part?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and I think down here where I'm pinging, that is the spiral staircase.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks.
Did we ever check out anything behind these doors, or are they just shut from the zombies?
There
Those.
were things that tried to kill us behind those doors.
Oh yeah. Were you the guys that lifted the door halfway open, or was that the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did lift the door halfway open.
Okay, so the door, when raised, opens two doors that lets the ghasts out, and then I think you guys dodged back and
dropped it on a gas.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is the ghastly door. Oh, sorry.
I was just
Boo.
wondering if
Hey,
you
the
guys
module
had cleared
writer.
out these rooms before.
So those rooms are full of ghasts still,
Okay.
but they are currently stuck in those rooms.
And did we check out what's down here?
Down where? Sorry.
I'm pinging it.
No, we have not gone that way. Oh, we looked through that door and said, oh, that's the service staircase.
Okay.
So you have gone basically the main stairwell. Yeah, so there's that. Yes, the spiral staircase down there is the. You guys are aware that is part of that. There's one spiral staircase and one main staircase. The spiral staircase connecting up to, as Sebastian said, the quote servants' quarters. The main room has exits to the south, west, and east. You guys have not gone south or west. And I think it's been like 3 sessions. So do you want me to read the description of this room again?
Sure.
Yes.
I will do so. So at the bottom of the grand staircase, a resonant mechanical rumbling emanates from a dark shaft opening in the middle of the chamber's floor. 4 cylindrical stone pedestals surround the shaft, each 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and featuring a tiny slot in the side. Squatting atop each pedestal is a large 4-armed gargoyle. Each gargoyle is contained within a square made of metallic tiles embedded in the top of its pedestal. Starting with the northernmost pedestal and going clockwise, the tiles are copper, silver, gold, and platinum.
But no electrum. Because nobody likes electrum.
I mean, electrum would actually be less, it would be somewhere between silver and gold, so it kind of just, who knows.
Yeah.
Why does electrum even exist? It seems like a hassle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Sebastian is going south. So as you get to the intersection, Sebastian, to the west, you see 2 main things. No, I guess I don't have that written down. That's fine. So the first thing you see to the west is another homunculus zombie weird thing with a metal. In this case, I may retcon this, but I think with a pentagon-shaped metal crown on its head, kind of fused with the head of the creature itself. This one actually looks almost but not quite like Teddy, and it's just shambling in the hallway. Further past it, you can see a glow coming from a chamber to the west. There appears to be some sort of light or glass fixture down in the chamber beyond. To the east, you see a hallway that ends in a stone block with a mural on it. You're investigating the mural?
Yes.
A stone slab blocks the end of this corridor. Painted on the slab is the image of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak, its face replaced by a mask of stars. The figure's withered left hand is raised, with palm extended.
Interesting.
Would it be too much to attempt a history check on that? Or an investigation check? to try and get some kind of familiarity with it?
You can certainly try either. I'll say the figure does not appear to represent any particular personage or deity you know of. If anything, it's a pretty generic pictograph. Yeah, the only thing notable is that it's definitely been. It almost looks as if it's been carved as an instruction, as opposed to like the many other murals in places you've seen both here and in Omu above have actually been conveying history. This does not look historical. It looks more like somebody placed it here to maybe goad or tempt or trick, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Could you describe it one more time?
Sure. There's a stone slab blocking the corridor. That's the thing. Painted on it is an image of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak, its face replaced with a mask of stars. The figure's withered left hand is raised with palm extended. So, like, basically there's a star-faced dude waving at you. Palm extended. It's a weird phrase. With palm raised. I don't know. It's, here we go. Oh, no, there's nowhere for me to draw in here. Never mind. Where could I draw? Hood. Right? That's left. No. I'm drawing in the gargoyle room. Because my drawing skills.
So its withered hand is open.
Basically, it's a person
Pointing up.
waving at you. Yeah, it's basically a person left arm waving at you is the simplest way to describe it. I drew a horrible picture up in the gargoyle room.
I waved back at it.
As you do so, there's a grinding sound. And I have to adjust things. The slab sinks into the ground, revealing a passageway beyond.
Only Sebastian would wave at a statue and it actually fucking works.
Yeah, there's a dusty passageway beyond. You can just make out relief carvings on the walls depicting crowds of humanoids. And this mural repeats. So just this whole place is full of repeating murals. Or carvings. Humanoids fleeing a black star in the sky, with rays of light extending from it to turn those they strike to dust.
That sounds like something is firing a whole bunch of disintegrate rays.
Pew pew, pew pew. Sorry.
Are you though? Are you sorry?
I'm a paragon of maturity, I'll have you know. Let me stop drawing walls and start moving tokens. Qhelec, Belcorge, and you are just basically having an eyeball off as you blink at the beholder, and the beholder just gapes at you with its one cyclopean eye.
Cool. I'm just bird blinking away, no problem.
And that teddy homunculus creature is just kind of milling about to the west of you, Qhelec.
I mean, I'll occasionally bird blink at him and turn back to the beholder and bird blink back at him. Bird blinks for everybody.
It turns out the beholder actually has a second eyelid, and every once in a while it just it vertically blinks that second eyelid at you, so it can like alternate like up, down, left, right. You're kind of surprised by the almost childlike simplicity of the game that the beholder is playing with you while you blink at it.
Qhelec finds some small bit of joy in this.
So Sebastian, as you guys are heading through this space, you do see to the north of you, as you kind of pass that set of hallways, there's an open space in which there is a gold crown topped with a glittering black opal resting on a marble pedestal.
That's interesting.
As evidenced by the much higher quality map, you can actually see the crown sitting on the pedestal.
Feels like we're in some kind of catacomb.
Sorry. Qhelec, I keep moving back and forth. Are you doing anything to that creature, or just kind of bird blinking at it?
Kind of just like necking or arching my neck around him and kind of just inspecting him, but like distinctly not touching him.
It's a pretty creepy copy of Teddy, who happens to be a furbolg. Sebastian, you notice a stairwell leading down out of the space to the north of you there.
Yeah, that's neat.
Obviously, what was it, looking like a stairwell and all? As you walk down that corridor, Sebastian, you see a green stone face of a devilish countenance protruding from the wall, looking very similar to many others you have seen. The devil's mouth is agape and filled with darkness.
Like a magical darkness that my dark vision cannot see through?
Correct. Also, as you pass by it, you hear a unintelligible but subtle faint whispering emanating from the darkness. Well,
interesting.
Hold on. Oh, well, your pass was actually, never mind. Yep.
I did want to see what this crown's about.
You heading back out to the hallway, Teddy?
Yeah, I'm curious about this homunculus that looks like me.
Okay. So while Teddy's doing that, Teresa and Sebastian, you're looking at the crown?
Yes.
Yes.
It is a... Boop, boop, boop. It's an incredibly beautiful and well-wrought crown. It literally looks like something that a king or queen would wear from visual inspection.
Is it?
Is there like a diadem on it that
There's
you recognize it before?
Is a diadem just a big jewel?
It's kind of like a circlet.
So the main features are just a very ornately wrought gold crown, and the giant black spot in it is literally just one massive opal. It is a black opal that is like the size of your fist. I guess probably thinner, just because otherwise I don't know how a human being would wear it, but just probably the biggest opal you have ever seen. I say probably. I guess you are a Porter. Maybe the Porter family has some truly massive opals, but it's big.
Yeah.
This looks pricier than anything you even saw back in the family homes on the occasions that you went there.
Oh, well. Could spend 10 minutes to ritual cast detect magic on it. I don't want to touch it for identify just yet.
Sure. So while you're casting detect magic, Sebastian, are you doing anything?
I'm waiting for the results of her detect magic.
Okay. Qhelec, Teddy, you faintly hear the sounds of Teresa casting a spell. Are you guys doing anything over here besides looking at the Teddy homunculus creature?
Is it
I think
doing anything
Qhelec's
other than
going
just
to just kind of like lightly. Well, actually, no. I'm just gonna like walk up on the roof and just kind of like walk around it. Just like do a loop-de-loop on the fucking roof around it.
I don't know where you went, but oh, there you went. That's weird. Oh, that's why.
Pretty close.
Okay, so yeah, you walk around it. It doesn't really seem to notice. It's basically just kind of stumbling back and forth here, just like.
Yeah, none of the homunculi have seemed to care before, so.
Yeah. You have noticed that each of them, the metal thing molded into their head, has been of a different shape. This one is a pentagon crown of metal extending up. I think on the floor above, you guys killed and then dumped one next to the beholder's room that had... Actually, this one's probably a hexagon. Haha. First floor was a triangle, and I think Yaza has the head. Second floor was a square, and I think somebody killed that. I don't know if you took its head or not. This one is... the beholder one was a pentagon, and this one is a hexagon. Am I just completely making patterns up? I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. This one's a hexagon. So I can keep my shape straight. Let me say that again. You guys killed and cut off the head of the one on the first floor. That's a triangle. On the second floor, there was one that had a square head. I cannot remember what you guys did with it. I know you killed it. On the third floor, in the beholder's room, you killed one and then dumped it in front of the doorway. Here is the fourth one you've seen milling about. Each of them has looked like a different person that is part of your party. Qhelec, the room beyond you, has a glowing mirror on the far side of the room. And at that point, Teresa, your detect magic spell has finished. You do not detect any magic in the crown. Detect magic detects magic within 30 feet of you. Oh my god, I'm still measuring. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's definitely a strong feeling of magic coming through the wall where Sebastian is standing. Beyond it, I don't think you...
Magic go through walls?
Huh?
Does detect magic actually detect through walls?
I'm gonna say it does here.
Okay.
Just there's an incredibly powerful magical force emanating from what you assume is a corridor beyond Sebastian. What are you investigating, Qhelec?
Well, I was trying to investigate the mirror to like see if I could like understand if like what it's there for, but with that roll, I assume that I find nothing interesting.
You see your reflection.
Yeah, basically there's it appears to be a faintly glow. Try again. There's a sorry, just words. Yeah, the mirror on the far side of this room is faintly glowing. Aside from the fact that this whole dungeon is bizarre, this is, I guess, not particularly more or less bizarre than anything else you've seen thus far. But it is a glowing mirror on the wall. So, consider with that what you will. Teddy, are you doing anything right now?
Is the homunculus not doing anything? It's just kind of milling about still?
Yes. It seems utterly oblivious to anything going on around it.
Alright. I have lost interest, and I will walk away. Or I guess I'm not really doing anything. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, what are you doing? Standing, walking, doing nothing?
I will stand here.
Okay. Teresa, it looks like Sebastian's trucked away from the crown. What are you doing? Teresa?
Sorry, someone was talking to me. Could you repeat that?
Sure, yeah. Sebastian, it looks like, has walked back to... has lost interest in the crown, I guess. What are you doing? Are you continuing to examine it? What do you want to do?
Well, I will pick up the crown. And hold on.
Okay, as you pick up the crown, you hear a grinding sound. And some stuff happens.
And stuff.
You also hear a groaning, slithering sound from the east. You have the crown.
All right. And where would this be coming from?
So you hear a slithering sound from the hallways, or like a groaning, kind of soft movement sound from the side. Sebastian, there is now a stone block blocking the door.
I wave at it.
Nothing happens.
Okay. All right. So I will recall my zombies to me. Wish I could just teleport them to me with these walls. Sorry. I'll call out to the others. Anyone respond?
You call out, Sebastian. I guess basically, no one. You don't. I don't know how the best way to describe this, but yeah, you call out. There's no response because Sebastian, you don't hear anything. There's a 5-foot wall of stone between you and Teresa.
Yeah, that's not good.
If I run up to it and wave at it, does anything happen?
No effect, and I'm actually gonna put everybody in kind of the combat tracker just so I can know what's happening. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, you guys have gone. I'm gonna say Qhelec. You see Sebastian and Teddy run back down the hallway as a stone slab grinds and closes off the hallway to the east. Do you do anything?
I'm really still more interested in the mirror.
So you're just staring at it?
More than I'm bird blinking at it, but yes.
Cool. Okay, Teresa.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it to like
Alright.
your turn, as it were.
All right. So. All right. So what happened? Well, thing is, so the crown itself is not magical, right?
No.
So I wonder what happens if I were to smash it.
Like throw it at the ground?
Yeah, because I don't think setting it back is really going to do anything.
Throwing at the ground, definitely dents part of it, indicating that it's probably made out of gold, because it kind of bends as you whip it into the ground. Is there anything else you want to do right now?
So it's not really broken. I guess I'll try to see if put it back then.
Okay, as you
It's a
put
little
it
dusty and dented, but it's still good.
Okay, you put it back on the pedestal or the table. You hear sounds of movement from the hallways to the west or to the east. And you'll also notice that Iku appears to have come around the corner. She was apparently still in this place before that grinding sound. Although I don't think you actually know if there are... You don't actually know what the grinding sound was. So I'm trying to narrate this to different groups. Sebastian, Teddy, what are you guys doing?
Attempting to push the big stone thing out of the way.
Ray, is that made out of stone?
Yes, it's a well, I guess you guys would have seen basically a giant stone slab grinding up and closing off this hallway. So basically the mural is on one, the mural of the figure raising its arm is on the side of this stone slab facing you. It has ground up and sealed off the chamber beyond. So it rose out of the floor and sealed up against the ceiling.
And there's not any like gaps around it or anything.
No.
Like, it rose up out of the floor. So I could try and use stone shape to carve a hole through it. It looks like it's 5 feet long.
Are you going to do that?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you begin to cast stone shape. The spell, like, I don't know if this group has
Never
done
mind
it
it.
before, but has
Yeah.
no effect on the stone in this tomb.
Yeah, that's right.
Sebastian, are you going to do anything?
Yeah, I'm like pushing at the thing, trying to get it to move, either back down into the floor or just push it forward so I can maybe get past it.
I guess make a strength athletics check.
Yeah.
Okay, so the strength athletics check has... so you push and heave against this big stone block. It seems to have no effect. Qhelec, what are you doing? You're percepting the stone?
Trying to see if there's any kind of triggers or lock mechanisms or like anything that doesn't look like a wall, basically. Anything that would cause it to trigger.
The short answer is no.
Okie dokie.
Go back. Teresa, what are you doing?
Okay. So I guess I will let Iku know that I heard his slithering sound.
So there's sounds coming from kind of down here and up here. If you can see my pings.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. So there's sound coming from this direction to the southeast and from the northeast.
Okay. Yeah, I was letting Iku know that I was hearing sound coming from the east where I am now. And
And she'll nod and kind of start watching down the hallway to her east. And just kind of, she takes like kind of a prepared stance in case anything comes.
so, as a precaution, what I'm going to do is cast protection from evil and good on myself. So concentrate on that right now. And I will keep the zombies positioned. Okay. I will keep my zombies positioned. Yeah, something like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I move forward. Iku kind of quietly says, "Something's coming towards me." And you hear movement from the north, and I'm going to start the combat tracker at this point. Because there are now some things. And let's see here. Yeah, everybody can roll initiative. Give me 1 second. As I... Oh, yep. Sorry, I unplugged my headset. And let's see. Oh, hey, maybe I should add that. And add that. And I'll just have the zombies go on your turn.
Alright.
So, I'm going to go and slightly switch this up and say, Teresa, it is going to be your turn to go first.
Alright. So first things first. That's a little cramped for that. What I will do is I will... Hold on. I'm gonna do something over here. And I will
So you can see to the north of you down that hallway, kind of a creature that has loose and sloughing skin hanging off of it with an oversized mouth, kind of hunched over, shambling down the hallway towards you.
Okay. So I'm going to attack the north one. And I'm going to do... Let's see. We'll do an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
That's it.
That will certainly hit. So that is force damage. Bop.
Second Eldritch Blast.
A 22 will also hit.
Oh, that sucks.
So, okay, so 4 plus 7 is 11, 13 total damage. So both blasts impact the fleshy body, kind of rippling over the folds of skin. I think that's a movement and an action. Do you have a bonus action?
No.
Okay. Do your zombies do anything?
My zombies will hold their action to attack once those things get close.
Okay. Qhelec, your turn.
I mean, we still don't even know anything's happening.
Correct. You don't. You just know there's a sealed doorway in front of you.
Oh, that's neat. I see both the current turn marker and the next up turn marker.
Oh, it's working now?
Yeah.
Cool. And they're animated, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, updating actually worked. Do you want to do anything, Qhelec?
I was just looking through my spell book. I don't really have anything I can do, so no.
Okay. Sebastian, your turn.
I pull out the iron scepter and start banging at this big stone block, trying to break it into bits.
So you start wailing against it. It doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of like, you're hitting it. It's probably going to take you a long time to smash through this stone, but you can, and by a long time I mean a very long time, but you can definitely keep wailing away at it.
I mean, I've got no better ideas at this moment.
Yep. No, that's fine. I'm just... Fair enough. Anything else?
No, that's my turn. I'm attacking the stone.
Yep. Let's see here. So, Teresa, you hear movement from Iku. And... What is that? Okay, cool. Yep. You just hear the sound of... Oh, wow. Okay, look at that. You hear the sound of Iku hitting something to the south, and kind of the sound of Iku engaging in combat. I think that is all you can hear. It is now the creature to the north of you's turn. It shambles down the hall towards your zombie. I guess your zombie will get its attack on it as it comes in range. Uh, 22 will hit. And the zombie slams into this creature. The flesh of the creature seems to be slightly resistant to physical damage, but it still does take a pretty solid hit from your zombie. I think that's it for that. The creature is going to punch at the zombie in front of it. Does an 11 hit?
I don't think so. Yeah. Let me check my
I see an AC of 8 for the
subclasses.
zombie.
I know my subclass gives bonuses for undead. Let me refresh my memory here. Undead rolls, and we did. Max HP is increased by 10. That's plus 4 to weapon damage, which should be calculated. If it. I don't know about the HP though. What's the minimum for a zombie?
Let me look. So a zombie normally has 22 hit points, so this should have 32.
32.
So let me do that. Cool. And I can add that to the other one too. Oh, the other one's good. No, wait, this one's not good. I'll just adjust that real quick.
But yeah, that does hit it. I don't know why
Okay.
it doesn't give armor for undead, but okay.
Let's see here. So 3 bludgeoning and 9 necrotic, but they're immune to poison, but not anything else. Okay, so that'll be 12 damage to your top zombie. And I think that is that creature's turn. Teddy, are you doing anything?
Probably not. I have no idea what's going on. I got nothing I can do, so I'm gonna do nothing.
Okay. Belcorge is hovering because Belcorge doesn't know shit. Let's see here. This creature will do this. And nothing happens. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did the attack. Okay, cool. Ba 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 ba. Teresa, it is your turn again.
Okay. So I will quickly yell to Iku. This thing seems to be resistant to my zombie's punches, so be careful. And I will cast the pain of not having all of my spells. Well, the only thing I can do is to do synaptic static on it. Use my last 5th level slot here. Actually, no, hold on. Oh, chromatic orb. There we go. So I will, of course, use lightning damage. And I will cast it at 4th level.
Uh, 25 will hit
That's a good roll.
for
Except for
32
that
damage. You zap the hell out of that thing. The skin ripples and singes as your orb of lightning smashes into it. It is not dead, but it is definitely smoking and stinks of the burning flesh folds that it has hanging off of its body.
Both zombies will attack.
Okay.
I'll just do it for one here. It's easier.
Those will both hit. Let's see, 4 plus 5. That will defeat that creature. It slumps to the ground as your zombies just kind of pummel its sizzling folds of flesh. And
I did wanna move at least the one of the zombies to assist Iku. Bring it down.
Okay.
There. Yeah. And I will move. I don't know if Iku's. But, yeah, I'll just move. That'd be easier that way. Fine.
And you can see another of these creatures engaged with Iku.
It's 10 feet. And I think that's all I can do for that. Yeah, so that's my turn.
Okay. Qhelec and Sebastian. Are you guys still just kind of waiting to see what happens, or do you want to try anything?
I mean, I'm still trying to break this giant stone block, but as we've established, that's going to take a long time.
Yeah, like longer than a combat, one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna use my movement to just start moving down the hallway the other direction, because I still don't think anything's happening.
Yep.
And I also am of the mind that if we're gonna get this door open, it's gonna be something at this end with the mirror. So, I'm just gonna walk off. Not necessarily gonna say anything to anybody, I'm just gonna fucking leave.
Okay. Iku. She will, she can't cure a zombie, because that doesn't work. She's going to whack at this thing with her quarterstaff, and the folds of flesh on this creature just absorb any damage that she was trying to inflict. Teddy, you're with the group that doesn't know what the hell's going on. Do you want to do anything?
I'll move as well.
Cool. Belcorge, out of a sense of boredom, just kind of floats over, and I guess he'll bite this zombie just for fun. How much damage does Belcorge do on a bite? 12. Well, that Teddy, the homunculus of you, Belcorge just kind of gnawed its torso mostly in half, and is just kind of floating and gurgling to itself in joy, and inflicting random destruction. We will come over. Let's see here. This creature is Jesus, not that button. So this fleshy lump of nastiness, Teresa, as it is being pummeled by Iku and the zombie that's coming, it is going to fix its gaze on you and attempt to transfix you with it. I think you need to make a Constitution saving throw as its weird, smooth white eyes lock with your gaze.
Okay, let me see if my protection from the good helps me. Protect gets down. Disadvantage. I cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed. And I have advantage. Well, if the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, you saving throw against the relevant effect.
So I think it's just a flat saving throw.
Yeah. And this is a Constitution saving throw. Okay.
Yes. As its milky, pupilless gaze bores into you. Well, that will certainly pass, so half of whatever... I'm just going to roll 2d10 instead of 4d10. So you pass the save and take 14 necrotic damage from that withering gaze that it turns upon you.
Okay.
Although I guess you take 7 because you're resistant to necrotic damage, so that's
Yes.
nice. That makes it your turn, Teresa.
Well, I'm gonna return the favor. Pop off some Eldritch Blast finger gun.
I think you get advantage, or does it just have disadvantage?
Oh, does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Oh, that's shitty. My second one. Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Just piling damage on there. That's 4 force damage. Anything else?
Not for me, but my zombie that's next to it will keep on pummeling.
Wow, zombies are the MVP today. Let's see here.
Okay.
I think at this point, just to kind of speed things up, I don't think that this is... I think this is just going to be a battle of, like, slowly whittling it down. So I'm just going to say that you and your zombies and Iku, and between your Eldritch blasts eventually, after a few back and forths of this thing kind of trading blows, eventually you are able to defeat it. Just because I don't think it can actually kill you, and I don't want to do like 5 rounds of combat of physical resistant damage. And that will... Eventually you beat this pile of flesh into submission, and it falls to the ground. And you are now standing in this area with the crown on the pedestal and 2 of these flesh creatures dead before you.
Well then.
Sorry, I just don't want to run like 5 rounds of combat.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
I was just like, oh, there's more.
We could go through
I'm
another.
very low on spell slots.
We could go through another bunch of that, but I think it's more interesting to move forward. So yeah, you're in this space. I'll also say you've noticed that just to kind of, in the sake of trying to move time forward a little bit, both as you search the corridors of this space, both of the entrances to the north and the west have sealed shut. From inside, you see a painted figure of a male humanoid with a hooded cloak, once again with stars where his face should be. This figure is holding up his right arm, which is neatly severed at the elbow.
Well, I'm not doing that. But I do want to go back. Is the stone slab still down?
So both of the entrances to this room are still... They have that same mural, and the slabs are raised. So basically these stone blocks are blocking the room with that mural of the figure with its right arm severed at the elbow.
Okay.
Facing from both the north and the west entrances. I'm going to pause there. For everybody else, what are you guys doing?
I'm attempting to break a giant stone block that won't move.
Okay, so in about 10 hours I'll get back to you.
Right?
Like, I guess eventually you'll get there, but Sebastian is just by the grace of his god, trying to break through the
Teresa and
stone.
Iku have been cut off from the rest of the party. I am disturbed by this.
Where did Qhelec go?
I'm gonna go over to the mirror and like take a closer look at that.
Oh, I have a token selected. You walk right up to it?
Yep.
Okay. As you get up close to it, you see shapes shifting, like humanoid shapes shifting inside the mirror. As you get to about the middle of this room, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Well, I'm about as charismatic as the block that Sebastian's trying to smash down, so this should be fun.
So as you pass through the middle of the room, reality warps and bends around you as you stare at yourself in the mirror. Let's see here. 1, 2. Roll me a... 3 vacants. Roll me a d12. As reality bends and warps, you find yourself sucked in and drawn into this mirror. As you pass through it, you land in a small 10-foot by 10-foot cell. There is a very heavily armored, in a scorpion motif armor, Chultan woman sitting on the floor of the cell. And as you kind of fall through the mirror and are thrown into this cell and land next to her, she just kind of passively looks at you. As you turn and look behind you, you see a glass wall in front of you, and you can see the room beyond the mirror that you were just standing in. And you assume, inside the mirror now. I'm going to cut back to Teresa. What are you doing?
Okay. So that mural holds up a severed arm.
It's a figure with their right arm severed at the elbow.
What choice do I have but to have my zombie rip off its own arm and imitate that image?
Are you going to have one of the zombies do that?
Yeah.
Unanticipated solutions to problems. I'm just going to move your zombie up. Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it takes a nice chunk of damage from tearing its arm off. It doesn't protest, but it does so and drops it on the ground, and you are able to coax it into the pose on the door. And as you do so, the stone block grinds down, and you hear another block grinding to the north. And you see Sebastian kind of stumble forward as he swings at this block again as it descends into the floor.
Well, there you are.
And Sebastian, you see a zombie standing there with a stupid expression on its face. Right arm severed at the elbow, holding it in its left arm, just kind of going at you.
Well, that's an odd thing to do. You all right over there?
Well, just some pesky bodax from what I can identify. but Iku and I took care of them rather easily. But that is new material for me to use. By the way, that ground is really just a ground.
As you guys are conversing, Belcorge hovers over and you hear its voice in your head.
It seems like the Birdman has been sucked into a mirror.
What? Well, Teresa is interested in this mural, but first I wanted to actually use my pearl power and regain a spell slot.
You do so. I think it's a 3rd level spell slot.
Yeah, third level.
As Sebastian and Teddy, as you get near that mirror, the voice comes again.
Perhaps you should stay away from the mirror.
Okay, but how do we get Qhelec out of the mirror?
And Belcorge just kind of bobs. It's like, I don't know.
So Qhelec was looking at the mirror?
So Teddy, you would have seen Qhelec walk kind of into the room towards the mirror, and then he kind of wavered and fell into the blue light, and ended up landing like through the mirror. Basically, you just saw him walk into the room, and then the mirror sucked him in. Qhelec, so you're in a room in this 10 by 10 cell of stone inside the mirror. You can see all of your party members outside kind of looking at the mirror at you, and there is a what looks like a warrior woman seated next to you in this ornate scorpion armor, just kind of staring at you. Do you want to do anything?
I guess I kind of look over at the, like, Cholton woman that I'm in there with and just look at her and kind of look at wherever I feel like I came from, like towards that glass wall, and then look back at her and say, "This place, what is it?"
This is some sort of mystical prison. You won't get hungry and you won't get thirsty, but I have no idea how to get out.
But most importantly, do I smell any treasure on her?
Let's see here. You smell traces of gold and silver and gems in her ornate scorpion patterned armor. It's plate armor made out of scorpion shells. So it's been encrusted with gems here and there as accent pieces. And her greatsword that is lying by her has some gems in the hilt. But I guess you don't necessarily need to smell this. You can also just see it. But yeah, she's just kind of sitting in an almost meditative pose on the floor, as if she's been here for quite some time.
Huh, okay.
I'm going to cut back. What are the rest of y'all doing? I'm going to get this token out of the way.
Real quick.
Yep.
Can I animate the Bodak?
Can you animate a Bodak? Sure. You want another zombie?
Yes.
Let's find a zombie C. I think I have a zombie C. All the zombies. Brrr. There you go. Well, it's still called Zombie B. Let me change it. Zombie C.
Do I see any other features of this room other than the glowing mirror?
Besides some nice stonework, no, just the mirror.
I'm just gonna gamble and I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna put my head down. And I'm gonna walk towards the mirror.
You're gonna put what down?
My head down. Or actually, I'm gonna walk backwards towards the mirror.
Okay. Where do you walk to?
And by backwards I mean I just put my head
Yes.
down so I don't look at the mirrors.
So you're just like staring at the floor while you walk towards the mirror?
Yeah.
As you enter the room, nothing happens.
Okay. Can I hear Qhelec at all or no?
No.
Okay.
So like the conversation that Qhelec had, you guys can't hear it at all.
All right. So
We have to.
I'm gonna go up to the mirror with my head down, and I'm gonna try and punch it.
So I can see him approaching, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to be watching him very carefully as he approaches.
Okay. Teddy, you walk up. Pardon me. So are you just like hauling on this thing just as hard as you can?
Yeah, like I look like a pouting kid. And I'm trying to punch something, and my head's down. I'm walking up because I don't want to look at the mirror, and I'm trying to break it. I'm just giving it one punch, I guess. I just want to see what happens.
But like this is like a real punch. You're like wailing at the mirror to punch it, or are you just kind of like tapping it?
Oh, like a real punch.
Okay. I'll say your fist hits the mirror, and a little crack starts to appear in the mirror. Qhelec, you see Teddy punch the mirror, and a small spiderweb of cracks begins to appear on part of the giant glass wall in front of you.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'm going to encourage him, but like, as only Qhelec can, where he's just going to like bird blink encouragingly.
Cool. Teddy is looking at the floor, so he does not see this, but your moral support is duly noted. As the cracks and that faint, the sound of like happens to the mirror, the woman next to you stands up and grabs her sword and stares at the mirror intently, just kind of watching to see what happens next.
As she stands, I'll slowly turn and look at her and just very matter of fact, like not trying to, be unfriendly or threatening, but I will simply say, "You will not hurt them. They are my friends."
And she turns and says to you, "If he can actually break the mirror, don't worry. I'll just be happy to get out of this place."
Excellent. Then we agree.
Can I, from afar, do like an Arcana check on it to see is there any effect having on it from Teddy punching it?
I mean, basically, he's just starting to break the mirror.
Okay.
Like you're pretty sure if Teddy hits it one or two more times, like any mirror. If it gets hit a few times, it's gonna shatter.
Okay.
I don't think you need an Arcana check to know that.
Can I assist with Eldritch Blast? That's force damage.
Sure, you want to hit it with Eldritch Blast?
Sure.
Just roll me damage, because I'm going to say it's an inanimate object, so I don't really care. And it's a mirror. I'm going to say it has an AC of who cares. Oh, your rolls are just... Your zombies have the rolls tonight. So I'll say your first shot spreads that spider web. Teddy, you can feel, but you're not seeing her first blast kind of crack the top half of the mirror. The second
Probably
blast...
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Whoa, what the fuck? The second blast actually shatters it, and when this happens, so Qhelec, you feel yourself just kind of almost pushed and launched from behind, and pulled towards the giant glass wall in front of you that's shattering, and you are deposited in the room. But you are not the only thing deposited in this room.
As soon as I land, I'm going to take off, like do a bird flight as fast as I can towards the outer hallway.
Well, you're going to have to wait a second, because a whole bunch of things all at once fly out of this mirror into the room beyond. So all of you can kind of see this as the mirror shatters, and Teddy, I'm going to say you just kind of get thrown to the side a little bit. Things that come out of this mirror when you finish shattering it. There is seemingly a Chilton man comes flying out. A big minotaur comes flying out. A troll comes flying out. A drow mage-looking fellow comes flying out. A very handsome man in a loincloth comes flying out. A giant four-armed gargoyle comes out. And Qhelec, the woman who was next to you, comes flying out. So yeah, I guess Qhelec, if you want to fly out of the room, you can do that, because as this all shatters and everything is expelled into this room, all of these various creatures kind of land in a pile on the floor, and I'll say, everybody, you have about a couple seconds to react before all of these various creatures stand up and come to their surroundings.
I think we should try to talk to them
Hey guys.
in our various languages.
From the hallway, I'll
We're
just
gonna try
say,
and tell the guy who built this here tomb. Wanna come?
Exactly, basically.
Sebastian, let's just do a blanket charisma check just to see what happens.
Just straight up charisma check.
Well, persuasion, I guess, is probably what you're good at. I don't know. Whatever your charisma skill is, that is...
oh, Jesus.
Okay.
We now have an army.
We'll see what happens, because... let me see here. Most of the humanoid-looking folk who came out of this mirror, as they're coming to see you being like, hail and well met, and they're kind of confused. However, the troll and the gargoyle and this little sturge don't seem to know or care about what is going on, and particularly the troll and the gargoyle just almost immediately come into a rage, and boy, this is going to be interesting, because I got to do this, and hit the combat thing. So let's roll some initiatives to see in the melee that's about to ensue what survives, what's friendly, and what's not. This is what happens when I run it as written. Cool. Okay. Let's get that going. And for some reason it has not the top of the turn order, so let me go back around. So the warrior woman that you were next to, Qhelec, shouts something out in a guttural language, and the Minotaur seems to respond. And then she's just kind of going to brace herself because she is trapped in this melee of folks next to Teddy. But she raises her sword and prepares to fight, not knowing who is or is not on her side. The next thing that will happen is this little flying fleshy birdie thing, Teddy, and this is the thing north of you, it is going to attack you. Wow. Didn't expect that, but that's cool. It will do 4 piercing damage as it kind of flits down and stabs you, basically, with its little beak. Cool. Next, the Minotaur in the north is going to take a step forward and just haul off and try to great axe this troll. That will hit for a bit of damage. And Qhelec, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna shoot that little fucking bird.
Okay. I'm pretty sure 19 hits. Yep, that'll hit. And you literally pin it into the mirror and it into the stone behind the mirror with your arrow, and it kind of twitches and dies.
I then will hold my my further action to shoot whoever attacks Teddy next.
Okay, cool. It is the troll's turn. So are you going to move at all?
Nope.
Okay. The troll is going to attack the Minotaur that just hit it. So it gets a bite and 2 claw attacks. Bite, claw, claw. Hopefully that all rolled. Damage. Damage. And we will do 24 damage to the Minotaur, who just takes a couple of those blows. Up next is the handsome man in a loincloth, who, surveying this whole place, just kind of backs into the corner behind the big armored lady. And we proceed to the Belcorge. Somebody want to roll a d10 for me to see what Ray Belcorge gets? That is a telekinetic ray. Okay. Belcorge looks a little bit overwhelmed and confused. What would I cast a telekinetic ray on in here? I think it's going to try and hit the drow, because it doesn't know if it's friendly or not. So the drow is going to make a strength save, which will be hilarious. And just kind of get slammed back into the wall behind it. Teddy, I'm just going to say it kind of launches up and over you and gets slammed into the wall, and I'll say the drow is knocked prone from that. And these aren't in alphabetical order, so the drow is prone. And now is the fun part. The giant four-armed gargoyle. It gets a multi-attack. It's going to start by attacking the peasant-looking guy in front of it. And literally it bites down on that peasant or commoner-looking guy in front of him, and it just bites his head clean off, and that character is dead. And then it is going to move forward and go after the Minotaur with its claw attacks.
Wow, that's a lot.
So 2 of those hit. Wait, how many claws did I roll? 5? I meant 4. So the 19 and the 14 and the 19 hit. Boom, boom, boom. So how much damage is that? 10, 19, 29 to the Minotaur. That Minotaur looks like it's getting the worst end of a lot of bargains right now. Teddy, it is your turn.
I'm gonna get out of here. Because I do not belong in this section. And, I'm sorry, am I allowed to cut through or no?
Are you dashing?
I'm gonna say yes.
Then probably, but you're going to take some attacks of opportunity on the way out.
Oh, wait, hold on. 5, 10,
Where's
15.
that? Do you have like any kind of teleport?
No, I do not have teleport. You know what?
You have hidden step, which makes you invisible.
Yeah, but I don't know if... One second. It's been a while. Oh, I thought that was... Oh, sick. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll do hidden step, and then I'll do hidden step, move over here.
So hidden step and dash.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll get you back to the T intersection or so.
Alright, that's what
nobody can see that right now, but Teresa, it's your turn.
Alright, so. Yeah, this fucking thing's got to go. So. But Sebastian. I don't want to kill Sebastian, so. Let's see. And that room is really cramped, too.
In the original map, it's a 4x4. I don't know how that's supposed to work. We actually figured out how big this room needs to be to fit this scenario if it happens.
Oh man. But that gargoyle is just messing everything up here, so. I don't know. Do you guys want to risk it and let it continue to attack the cow, or do we want to get rid of that thing as fast as possible? What do you guys think?
I just watched a gargoyle bite a man's head off for no apparent reason.
That's why I'm thinking I would personally like to get rid of it as soon as possible, but it's currently pummeling on the cow.
I will say, of all the things in this room, the gargoyle definitely looks like the nastiest thing in the room. Like, the troll and the minotaur are fierce. The gargoyle is made out of stone. And has 4 arms.
Okay, alright. So I'll cast Catapult. I'm really low on spell slots here, but we need to get rid of that gargoyle. So I will do it at 4th level. And because I have Spell Sniper, this should not hit Sebastian.
Okay. Cool. You can grab one of the many crumbling pieces of brickwork and whip it so the thing has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. This is at 4th level too, so ooh, okay. So
It does not dodge.
I don't know why it didn't. Let's see.
Was that 3d8 bludgeoning? Whoa.
6 die. But that looks like
28 bludgeoning?
yeah, 28 bludgeoning.
Okay. It takes, it solidly hits it, and it takes damage. It looks like the stone creature is resistant to bludgeoning damage to some degree. Oh wait, is that magical? That is magical. Never mind.
It's weird because it's a spell that you cast to do that, but it doesn't say if it's magical or not.
I mean, it's literally, the spell is taking something and throwing it at them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's magical, because why not? There's a lot of things in here. I'm not gonna try to quibble about that.
Maybe writing.
In the future, I might change my mind on that, but right now I'm gonna say it's magical. Okay, anything else, Teresa?
Divine intervention.
That's it.
Cool. Sebastian, it is your turn.
Alright, so we're gonna step up and start attacking the gargoyle.
That will hit. So that'll hit. And the bonus attack will not hit. So that'll be a total of 15 damage.
Yep.
And since you have a magic weapon, that all counts. Oh, sorry. I ended your turn. That was not correct.
Yeah, we'll step over to this corner.
Cool. You can see the warrior woman. She had been braced for combat, and it looks like she's eyeing getting into the fray. But it's not her turn yet. It is this guy's turn, this drow mage that got thrown into the wall. He will pick himself up. And, let's see here. He is going to cast... Blah. You know what? Shut up and let me cast the damn spell. He is going to... I can talk. He's going to cast Black Tentacles on the ground. And as soon as I can draw... Yeah, I can draw. Is that 20 feet by 20 feet? Let's call that.
Looks
Actually-
like a 15 by 15.
Yeah, I'm trying to deal with layers. There we go. He's going to black tentacle everybody right in there. So they're going to have to deal with that when their turn starts. And those black tentacles are writhing on the ground, kind of consuming the Minotaur, the Gargoyle, and the Troll. And I think that will be his turn as he eyes kind of Sebastian, you, and Lacuna warily after getting knocked down by, he assumes, somebody in your group. That takes us to the warrior woman, who, if I can ever open her friggin' character, she's going to attack with her greatsword. 3 attacks with her greatsword. Damn, okay. Let's see how that goes against the gargoyle. One of those will hit for... Okay, I guess that's how greatswords work. They do 2 types of damage. I don't know. That's weird. Whatever. 12 plus 7 is 19, so it will take 9 slashing damage. And that will be her turn. Sturge is dead. The Minotaur is going to keep flailing away at this troll that hit it, because he's just surrounded by targets. He will Great Axe the Minotaur. And, he will Great Axe the Troll. It will miss. Qhelec, it is your turn.
Okay, well, I think I will just attack the gargoyle, but I'm going to use Ensnaring Strike on it.
Ooh. So I need
Which, if I remember correctly, if it is large or larger creatures have advantage on the saving throw. It is a strength save throw, so he's probably going to make it, but hey, worth a shot.
You do have to hit him, but go ahead. Well, that will certainly hit. So that's 12 magical damage. And then the strength saving throw. It will make it.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of the snare, the magical snare, it wraps around it and it just breaks through it. The 24 will also hit. Well, hey, you know. You guys have started piling some damage on this gargoyle. Chunks of stone are kind of chipping and flying off it between the sword strikes, the arrows, all of that fun stuff. Anything else, Qhelec?
Nope.
Okay. Igrath, the troll, is going to make its its dex saving throw against the vines, or the black tentacles, which, let's just look at this. It's a DC 14, so it passes. It is going to bite and claw at the Minotaur and hit it with the claw attack. Ooh, for 14. This Minotaur is not looking good. It is covered in bleeding wounds from these other 2 large creatures that have been piling onto it. The man in the loincloth in the corner is going to just kind of cower, being unarmed and surrounded by just lots of horrible things. He's just kind of sitting in the corner. For the beholder, can somebody give me a D10 roll to see which eye ray he gets? A slowing ray. That's fun.
Ooh. That's more convenient.
He's going to try and slow the gargoyle, since that's really all the beholder can see. So he's going to make a dexterity saving throw and fail. Its speed is halved, it can't take reactions, and can only take an action or a bonus action. So the gargoyle is successfully slowed. I wish these were in alphabetical order, but they're not. So it is slowed. I will just remember that. But the gargoyle goes. It has to make its dexterity saving throw against the black tentacles. And it fails, taking 3d8 bludgeoning damage, and is restrained and slowed. 1, 2, 3. 7 damage. And it is... Oh, it's so many targets. Well, it's still going to try to multi-attack. And so it's going to get a bite at the Minotaur, which will miss. A claw, which will hit for 9. And it that claw just takes the final fight out of the Minotaur, and the Minotaur is dead. It has 2 more claws. It's going to attack the troll 3 times.
It could also be attacking at disadvantage because it's restrained.
Oh. Well. It still hit the Minotaur with the claw. Because it got a 21 on the second attack. Third attack. Let me just get the last 2 out. And do disadvantage on each of those. The troll has an AC of that. So 1 claw attack hits the troll for 8 damage. And I think that is it for that guy, because he is just not able to move very much at all. Teddy, it is your turn. You become visible.
I'm just gonna cast my acorn spiritual weapon.
Where do you want your spiricorn?
One of front and center, out in front of Teresa.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ten, 15, 20. Yeah. And then I guess you can attack. So I will attack the gargoyle.
Okay.
One second.
And it attacks with advantage because the gargoyle is restrained.
Yeah.
So if you hover over the attack, there should be a plus button. Or just do that. Those both miss. The 13 misses.
Alright, it's my turn.
Teresa, it is you.
Okay. So I am going to chromatic orb. I'm going to choose, let's see, thunder damage and target the gargoyle. I can only really do it at the first level. So. And I'm assuming that's a miss.
I think you get advantage because it's restrained.
I thought that was just melee. Well. That looks a lot better.
Oh, I can double check right quick. Restrained. It just says attack rolls, not melee, so the 24 will hit.
12 thunder damage on it.
12 thunder damage, which applies fully. You zap it with a thunderous orb.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Sebastian, it is you. Wow, 3 straight hits for 28 damage. You actually knock big chunks of stone off of it. What is this guy doing? I think he... Is that a concentration spell? It is not concentration.
What the fuck? Really isn't concentration?
Black tentacles?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm thinking, well, yeah. Black tentacles.
Black tentacles is not concentration. Yeah. He is going to... what can he do? Because that's a line. That's not very good. And that would be very bad. He is going to Ray of Frost the big guy, because most of his other spells would be very bad to try and use here. And he will hit for 8 cold damage on this gargoyle. And there's really nowhere he can go that's better than where he's standing, so he's going to stay put. That'll take us to the warrior lady, who will make her attacks again. I'm just going to roll them all. And do that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And I think her first attack whacks into it. Her second attack puts this gargoyle down, laying it low into a pile of stone on the floor. And I think that'll be her turn because she does not want to wade into these black tentacles. Qhelec, it is your turn.
There was nothing other than the gargoyle that had been like attacking others in the room, right?
The troll attacked the Minotaur.
Yes.
I can't see the troll.
You can definitely hear a large creature over here.
I mean, my only question then becomes, how tall is the roof in the room?
12 feet.
I ain't fucking with that. So I'm just gonna hang out and hold my attack, and anything that comes to attack Teresa, I'm gonna just light it up.
Okay, cool. Igrath is gonna make a dex save and fail against those black tentacles, so it'll take 3d8 bludgeoning damage. But it also heals for 10 because it's a troll. And it is restrained because it failed its save. So it is stuck there. And that is the troll's turn. Loincloth Boy is still cowering in the corner. Belcorge can't really see much, so he's just gonna hover there and kind of wait to see what happens next. Teddy, it is your turn.
I'm going to use Spirit Corn on the Shoal.
Okay. The Spiricorn hits it, but kind of bounces off of its trolly skin, not doing any damage. Do you want to move or take an action?
The troll's restrained, right?
Oh yeah, it is restrained. I guess that would get advantage, right? Hey, that'll
Round
hit.
2.
That will hit. And that will do 15 force damage to the troll, kind of splashing some troll blood against the wall. Sebastian, you can see that the troll is starting to take some hits between the Minotaur, the Gargoyle, and the Spiricorn, and the Black Tentacles all kind of wailing on it. Teddy, do you want to move or take an action?
I will move up front.
Okay.
That's it.
Do you want to attack or anything?
I mean, if I go into the, am I gonna get caught in the?
Well,
stuff?
you're adjacent to it, so you could attack.
Right. I will. Do where's my? I'll hit him with the old mace.
Okay.
Just kidding, I won't hit him.
You do have advantage because it's restrained, but neither of those.
Definitely won't hit him.
So you just can't quite make it around the corner as you're trying to be cautious. Teresa, it is your turn.
Okay. So I should be able to hit it with my feet. Because it ignores half cover and 3/4 cover. Unless.
Yeah, I mean, you can see part of it, I'll say, just because it's huge.
Okay.
Or not huge, it's large. So you do have a sight line to kind of part of the space it's in. So you can see its arm and its leg restrained by the tentacles, so you can try and shoot at those.
Okay. Well, let's do Chromatic Orb. At this time, it is acid damage.
Well, that'll hit, so I don't know if we need to roll the second one. 3d8?
Yeah, so I was just crit fishing. So, yeah.
Yep.
It's 21. 21 acid damage.
Wow, 21 acid damage. That was a pretty solid hit. It kind of melts a bunch of the flesh off of the arm and the leg that you can see of this guy. That would make it... sorry, do you want to do anything else? Sebastian, it is your turn.
I'm pulling out a javelin and
critting it, apparently. For 12 damage. I don't know why that happened. This troll is looking very abused at this point. Do you have anything else you would like to do?
I mean, I have second attack, but I don't know how that works with, like, dropping my spear, pulling out a javelin, and then pulling out another javelin.
I think we've done that before, so I'm fine with doing it now. I think Yaza has definitely chained javelins before. The 16 will hit. And as soon as I can see how many hit points it has, I'll tell you. Okay, sorry, the dice were on top of the hit points. You hit it with that javelin, and it kind of slumps. It doesn't completely fall to the floor. it's not dead, but it is just barely hanging on. And it is Mr. Drow who will hit it with poison. Oh, wait. Poison spray is an action. It is a 10-foot. He can't hit it with poison spray, so that's fair enough. He will Ray of Frost it again. And Ray of Frost, I don't think, can crit, so we're just going to roll the damage. That does finish off the troll, wrapped up in the tentacles with javelins and acid burns sticking down it. Because it got hit with acid, it cannot regenerate on its next turn. So it is dead. And at this point, I think we're still in combat, but at this point, the big melee bruisers that were all attacking each other have been destroyed. There's a nice pile of dead bodies in the middle of the room. The drow and the warrior woman are kind of eyeing everybody up a bit, and I think that's probably a good place to pause it for the night and pick up next time to see how this resolves.
Cool.
So, I think I'm going to end combat and call it there, because I don't want to dive into a whole whatever this encounter becomes next with these black tentacles writhing on the floor. The drow has not... Yeah, this drow has not dropped the black tentacles. It's kind of... I will say that the drow will move up, kind of up here, to just kind of be warily watching everybody in the room. And that is where we'll pick up next time, and I'll leave the marker on the map for everything. So, cool. Thank you all.
Fun time. Thanks for running.
That was, I don't know, how was that? I had not necessarily anticipated. Huh?
It's good.
Cool. Yeah, sorry about separating, well, I'm not sorry about separating the party, but, yeah, the other room was...
I meant to do that.
Cool. Okay.
I feel like that encounter has the potential to be a lot nastier.
The Bodak one or this one?
The Bodak ones?
You probably know I ignored one thing about Bodaks, but I really had not anticipated that being a one caster on 2 Bodaks encounter.
Right.
So, yeah. Technically, Bodaks are immune to lightning damage, but I decided to just let that fly and see what happened. Yeah. I don't know. I made calls in the moment. Yeah. Oh, the music.
I think it worked pretty well. Yeah. So that's interesting. In the player's handbook, Black Tentacles is probably the whatever the free version name is, the SRD name of the spell. And Evard's Black Tentacles is the...
Yeah. I think... Well, I don't know. The token that this creature was built off of had black tentacles. So, there you go.
Right.
I love black tentacles.
Yeah, it's a cool spell.
As a player, I almost always take it. But that's just me. I love crowd control. Yeah. Next week, I guess it's worth asking. I know it's the week before Thanksgiving, but does anybody anticipate any scheduling weirdness?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Cool.
No, not for me. I should be here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Black Tentacles is the basic rules version, and Evard's Black Tentacles is the player's handbook version.
Yeah, it's like what Odalix. There's also Odalix something Sphere, Leoman's Tiny Hut, and they all have SOD versions. Next week we may be picking up a new player, who I play with in my Curse of Strahd campaign. So, wow, this is actually perfect because they can
Okay.
just have come out of the mirror as well if they're here. So that actually couldn't have timed more perfectly for a random character showing up. Yeah. Cool. I guess, Teddy, if you want to make any changes, let me know. Otherwise, maybe over Thanksgiving we can talk through what you want to do.
Right.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'll be here next week. Just of course, Thanksgiving, 2 weeks from now. So.
Oh, obviously, I'm not gonna run on Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
try to reschedule because that just seems insane that week. Qhelec, for your timing, should I just always assume like 9:30, 9:45?
Until I get coverage at that store, yeah, unfortunately.
Cool. I might just say that game time then. Maybe we'll just start at like 9:30, my time. Just because then I can help with bedtime with the kids beforehand, and we usually don't start till at least 9:30 anyway. So that way we'll just hopefully be all aligned. So I'll shoot for 9:30 going forward.
That's fine.
Just to try and make scheduling consistent and give everybody time. Cool. Okay.
All right. Well, good night. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
All right,
Yep.
guys.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you,
Talk to you all
buddy.
soon.
See ya.